Hey, good morning. Today is June 5th, 2024. This is Wes Fryer. I am here in my backyard in what's technically Stallings, North Carolina. Our address is Matthews, and basically we live in the Charlotte area. And this is a Wisdom with Wes episode. This is the first time I've done one of these live. I'm actually streaming this to Facebook and YouTube, and they'll be recorded. Before, I've just recorded this on my phone, and then I've edited a little bit, and I've put it up on YouTube. And you can go to wfryer.me/wisdom if you want to see all the 25 episodes I've done before. But I want to talk about feed the birds. Oh, shoot, I left my notes in my office. I wrote down 7 things I wanted to talk about. So, first off, I guess, shout out to my wife. My wife, Shelly, has become an avid birder. And this is our sort of supposed to be squirrel-proof squirrel defeater feeder that we've got here in our backyard. The way it works, and we have squirrels that can actually still get this food. And we've had it knocked over a couple times by, like, I don't know if it was a squirrel, I think it was a raccoon. But when the squirrel gets down on it, it pulls it down, and then they're not supposed to be able to get in the food. Shelly, by the way, uses this app called Merlin, and forget what university it's from. It's free, but you can pay. But it lets you actually listen to the birds that are singing right at that time. One of the things, and of course, now that we're birders, we know that we're old. We're getting old. I remember when my parents really started to get into birds a lot, and my dad would load up this special orange Oriole bird feeder with grape jelly, and it was kind of crazy how much they would go through, but it brought them such joy to have these feeders right outside their windows. Well, guess what? Now, as we sit in the back of our house on our sun porch, we're able to watch these birds, which of course I'm scaring off right now because I'm standing here. It's been like a zoo back here because we have some peanuts in this wire. It's not a bird feeder. It's really supposed to be, but it's really a squirrel feeder over here doing acrobatics, and then we've got birds. Yesterday, there was a beautiful, beautiful yellow bird. I was looking at a cardinal this morning. We have a lot of different kinds. So here's one of the thoughts. When you feed the birds, when you have a bird feeder that's in your backyard, and you are opening yourself up to paying attention to what you see in your environment, listening to the birds, there is so much joy that comes from this, and there's a lot of good things that come from this. I know that in my life, I need to slow down, stop talking and writing or reading or sharing or creating. It's just basically stop doing things and just be still. And when you are birding, you have to be still. You have to be quiet, and you have to listen. Again, my wife takes the lead with this. We love to go on hikes here in North Carolina, and she'll get out her Merlin app sometimes, and we'll listen. And, here there's so many trees. There's almost always multiple birds singing. And sometimes there's like 5 or 6 different species. It's amazing. So again, feeding the birds, being a birder, opens you up to some meditative experiences. It can. And this also can open you up to being a citizen scientist. Like the Bird app, the Merlin app, will actually let you submit what you have observed, and they collect this data, ornithological data, I think it's called. And so they're able to, keep track of birds that are in different areas and birds that migrate. And as we become more aware of these birds, we get excited when we see a rare bird. And so that's just cool. So my encouragement to you is If you're not already, feed the birds and consider how becoming more aware of uh, the birds that are in your area can have good benefits. And the last one that I want to share is that we have news media today, our sources of media and news that are so polarizing. And they're also, I mean, news has kind of always been depressing. There's this statement, if it bleeds, it leads. But like, there are just I mean, we have, and we've almost always had an active war somewhere in the world. But we've got the war going on with Ukraine and Russia. We've got war in the Middle East and the Gaza Strip. Um, we've got all kinds of crazy stuff happening politically, not only in the United States, but in other countries too. So, why does this connect to birding? Well, as I consider the ways that I want to live my life and the things that I want to invest my time and my energy in, I have come to the conclusion that I want to be a culture healer, not a culture warrior. And so I have just started this year this project called Heal Our Culture. I actually think being a birder is a way that we can heal our culture. And one of the reasons is there are some things that we can get together with our neighbors, with basically anyone. We can share and do. Like, we can share food, we can talk about birds and the weather, in nature. There are a lot of things that draw us together as human beings, as neighbors. And I really think that we need to seek those things out and to be careful not to overdose on current events and media. I think we need to be informed. I think we need to be involved. I think we need to vote. All of that is important for citizenship, but it's also really important that we pay attention to our media diet. And so even in my social media feeds, I'm not using Twitter. I quit Twitter in November for a variety of reasons. It's kind of a dumpster fire now, unfortunately, because I used it since 2007 and loved it. One of the new tools I'm using is called Mastodon, and I can make lists, and I have a list of birders. And so whenever I would like, I can open up that list on my phone or my computer, and I can see, pictures of birds and learn about the birds. So feed the birds. There's good that can come from that. If you want a link to connect with me in other ways, you can go to westfryer.com. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you are more aware and activated and just eyes wide open to the beauty in nature, the amazing complexity of our world, and the amazing things that are happening all around us every day. Sometimes we just don't listen, but being a birder encourages me to do that more. Have a great day.